Hey, happy Wednesday to you. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, where I am known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert, and I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and to get your dreams out of your head into your life. Good evening, Carolyn. Thank you so much for joining. I just saw a vehicle come through here. That vehicle was going so fast. I am sitting here, and I'm just going to show you. All this stuff went flying off the vehicle. I'm going to show you before I get into my topic. But you see here how that flew off, and they just kept going. It was crazy, and people was coming from both directions. I don't know what happened or what was going on. But anyway, I said, wow. And I guess I should have, but yeah, that kind of threw me for a loop there. They was flying. I know they weren't going the speed limit. They were not going the speed limit, not at all. So I don't know what they had going on, but anywho, we're moving right along. Get this party started. Go ahead and hit the share button. Go ahead and hit the share button. We're not going to be on here long at all. Like literally 10 minutes or less. So let's do it. 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 Miss you all this morning. Good evening, Bianca. So, first piece of business, we're kicking off Empowering 8, number 4, tomorrow, Empowering 8, number 4. Good evening, Copeland. Thank you so much for joining. So, you see what the title of this live feed is. How are you handling life? How are you handling life? Are you pushing? Or are you, I see they came back. And I mean, he was driving so fast, and everything that he dropped up off of there, he's pulling back over there to get it. Like, wow. But he has came back to pick it up. I mean, he dropped lawnmower and all other types of things on top of it. He was rolling. But anyway, my question is, how are you handling life? Are you pushing? Or are you just existing? You know, so many things are coming at us, day after day, and this is happening, you get this news, and this is taking place. And, some things when it knocks the wind out of you. Some things will knock the wind out of you. But when you catch your breath, what are you doing? When you catch your breath, what are you doing? And so that's my question and that's what I want you to kind of think about. How is it that you deal with life when unforeseen circumstances and situations and bad news and all these things come tumbling down on you like a ton of bricks? Do you have a mechanism? Do you have a thing that you do to be able to deal with life? To be able to deal with life. And so I want you to think about it, because we need to know this in advance, because when it's almost like having an escape tactic. When a fire take place or when an emergency take place, we have to kind of like practice. And I know some things we can't practice for, but it's almost like a fire drill. You already know what route that the family is going to take. You know where you're going to meet up at. You know what door you're going to exit out, depending on, what area you are in the house. And so you kind of prepare yourself. And we know it's a little different when it's real than when you're practicing, but you are more prepared to be able to take action versus not knowing who is going to do what, not knowing what door to go out of, not knowing where to meet up, you don't have anybody doing a head count, or nobody is checking up on everybody and all these things. So what plan do you have in place when things happen in life? An emergency, unexpected emergency. Do you have a plan? And or do you just say, okay, I'm not going to deal with this. I don't want to deal with this. I'm just going to sit. Or are you existing, or are you still pushing? Are you still pushing, or are you just simply existing and numb after things happen? Earlier when I had news, my chest began, it was just like my heart fell, because I was like in my mind, I said, I just cannot take another death. But I know that in reality, that's probably not going to be real. I know that nine times out of 10 that I'll see some more, but I need to be prepared mentally. Not that I won't grieve, but that it won't impact me to the point that it did today. Because I'm like, okay, this is just not right. It's just one thing after another. So I want you to, I'm asking, do you have something in place where you don't just throw your hands up and throw the towel in and figure, this is not working? Because life is still worth the living. And we know that life and death is a part of life. It's a part of living. And, so I just want to push in. Went through a period where I had to just block out everything and just talk and listen to the Lord and let him lead me through the situation I was dealing with. Yes, because sometimes, Carolyn, even when we're going through, we can be listening to the wrong voice. But listening to the voice of the Lord and shutting everything out is so key. Because sometimes people, they'll try, and sometimes it be with good intentions, but they give the wrong advice. Sometimes people can say the wrong words, sometimes it can be the right words at the wrong time. And sometimes we don't really know what to say. And so it is so important for us to know exactly what it is that we need. We need to push, but sometimes pushing causes us to pull back. Sometimes pushing causes us to pull back. We don't have nobody that we can really voice our concerns to that quite understand like the Lord. The Lord understands like no other. He is our comforter. He is a listening ear without being opinionated. Sometimes when you're going through things, people have an opinion on how they are handling it and what they'll do. And a lot of times people don't know what they would really do when they haven't been through that situation. And even when people have been through a similar situation, the way people handle or deal with, or even capable of dealing with a thing, it may be different. So you can't say, I know how you feel, because you don't know how I feel in my situation. So sometimes it's not that people are looking for a voice. Sometimes they just need a listening ear and don't say a word, and so it is key to have a plan. And if it's shutting people off, if it's disconnecting, if it's, limiting time around certain people, because sometimes certain people, they're good for what they're good for, but some stuff you can't deal with certain people on. Important personal issues. Sometimes you cannot deal with your family. You can't deal with your friends. You would think, I can go to my friend about this, because they become judgmental. They become, very vocal in the wrong area at the wrong time. They solicit advice that you didn't ask them for. And so you have to be mindful. We have to be mindful on what we're doing in this season, but we also have to take care of ourselves, because we can can get so consumed up in everything that is happening that we don't take care of ourselves. So self-care is still vital. Self-care is still vital. So we want to make sure that we are caring for ourselves, that we're drinking our water, we're getting enough sleep and rest, and we're not worrying, because one thing I'm not going to do is worry. And one thing I'm not going to do, because you have things that you have to deal with, but we have to make sure that we do not take that stuff to bed, because if we do not lift up our eyes, we want to know. We want to know when we go down where we going to rise up at if we're not on this earth. And so we don't want to go to bed worried. We don't want to go to bed fearful and doubtful, but we go, trusting in the Lord, and we give him our day. When we pray and before we shut our eyes, we forgive and we forget. A lot of times when you hear people say, I forgive, but I don't forget. We have to forgive and forget. We have to forget on purpose. Ask him to help us to stop repeating old wounds and picking old scabs and making old sores bleed and busting old cuts open and all these things. So I just wanted to stop by and ask you, are you pushing, or are you simply existing in the midst of all of this turmoil in life? So look, I'm getting ready to get out of here, getting ready to get my walk on. This is your girl, Coach O, founder and CEO of Action Speaks Volume Incorporated, known as your procrastination strategist, behavior change expert, and you can get up out of my window. Look, I got some. I don't know what she talking about, but anyway, I'm getting ready to get off here where I help you to build unshakable confidence, stop procrastinating, and to get your dreams out of your head into your life. I'll talk to y'all later.